following video showcases the views and opinions of young adults from the age group of 9 to 18 years. This is an attempt to get students to speak about issues that are close to their heart. Watch and get a glimpse of what the future of India is thinking and where is India's youth headed. Viewers are requested to consider the student's age before judging and voting.
I think a lot, but I don't say much. A lesser-known quote of the well-known Anne Frank is summed up by the dictionary word introvert. Someone who keeps to themselves, someone who doesn't speak a lot. I believe everyone here has the same general ideas of what an introvert actually is. My name is Maanya Bajaj, and I am here to talk about introverts, myself included. There are a lot of myths surrounding this topic of introversion, like it being synonymous with the words antisocial, aloofness, quietness, and whatnot, and I am here to dispel each and every one of them from their roots. I am here to tell you, especially the ashamed introverts and the judgmental extroverts, that being an introvert is not a disadvantage in this modern, hectic world of ours, but in fact a secret weapon in an arsenal of overused techniques. An introvert is more than just a random bunch of letters, carelessly strewn together, paired up with an abstract ideology people can't wrap their heads around. It is in fact a state of mind we should be proud of. It is in fact a state of mind we should be proud of, not try to hide under a facade of extroversion. I am a first-person witness of this. Some time ago, I fell under the stigma that being an introvert was pushing me towards the back of the crowd. So I did what any normal 10-year-old would do. I went ahead and mindlessly chattered. I tried to not show weakness by being alone. And in that process, I lost myself. I lost myself in a labyrinth of confusion that I had no place in being in. When I finally realized that it wasn't the way to go, I felt more myself than I had with thousands of people beside me. What is honed in a person who internalizes the thoughts and feelings is that their ideas are given more time to cultivate. When they speak, whatever they do is out of the box and extremely creative, and I want you to believe me when I say that. I can personally attest to this, as I can focus more on things that actually matter instead of what doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to err on my judgment a little bit and use statistics. 33% to 50% of this world's population consider themselves as introverts. That's a lot of people right there, 3.5 billion to be exact. Now, what's happening to these people though? You don't really go around and say that these are introverts to every single 1 out of 2 people. In fact, they're hiding under the same facade of extroversion, and that's not the way to go. Because there's a continuum that people seem to forget exists. There's a spectrum where not everyone is clubbed on one side or the other. Not everyone is an introvert with no traits of extroversion, and not everyone is an extrovert with no traits of introversion. My aim right here was to break apart this word introvert as something that has a negative identity. There's a continuum, and people seem to forget that. A spectrum where not everyone is clubbed together as an introvert or an extrovert. There's no pure introvert who has no traits of extroversion, and no pure extrovert who has no traits of introversion. Being thrust into the tunnel vision of society tends to make people feel inadequate. It makes people feel as if they need to be someone they're not. It makes them feel like they need to hide the supposed flaws, which aren't really flaws at all. With that, I conclude. My aim right here is to break apart this word introvert as a negative identity, but instead to make people view it as a strength that they possess. I don't want anyone to say, that's all there is to him or her when they see an introvert out there. In a world where loudness always wins, I believe that the only way to be heard is to be our true selves, even if that means being an introvert.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. This video is brought to you by Suyojit Viridian Valleys.